Mission 4, Smallbrook Shuttle. So hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome to Train Mod 2, Isle of Wight. Looks like it's snowed since last time we've ridden service. And now preparing a train for our next run here on the island. So, Smallbrook Shuttle, we take a train today to Shanklin, we're turning around, and then doing an express service all the way to St John's Road. Right, so should be a good service today. It should be a relatively interesting one for sure. So we'll prepare our train for service today. Hopefully not lose a whole of that master controller today. If we're going to plan, of course. Yeah, let's prepare our train for service today. Let's get ourselves going. So unlock rights. Passengers will board. Starting today at Smallbrook Junction, so you got a connection to the Island Steam Railway. And yeah, also train has been here recently, as the platform's looking rather busy today. And likewise, as I mentioned last time, there's no actual connection to the outside here, being in the middle of nowhere. And so, yeah, you've got two platforms. This station only gets used when the steam railway is in active service. No steam railway, no Smallbrook Junction. I'm going to wait for the passengers to load. Lock the rights. Make sure everything's set as well, so lights active, instrument lights active, passenger lights active. First it's forward 1, brakes released. And onwards to full series. Next station, Shanklin 1, 5.4 miles. Let's say, with the weather looking rather icy and cold right now, I do expect to lose some traction on the track. There's potentially some thin ice sitting on it. Ice certainly not going to cause too much of a help for this train. Well, it doesn't particularly damage the wheels anyway, like wet leaves do. It can cause a little bit of an issue when it comes to braking, especially as therefore there's no grip on the train, no grip on the track. Braking, the wheels just slide off of it to no end. With wet leaves, because when you crush the leaves on the track, it creates like a little pace, an area of pace on the track. Not only does it create a run for the service, the trains then stop to not brake properly. The pace itself gets into the system and causes the motors to pretty much conk out, so be very careful with certain weather conditions of trains. Except that I know at a high end, the right side of the railway I volunteer at, because the train goes through a woodland, and therefore leaves come flying on a regular basis, it does lead to some traction issues here and there. Usually around elements where it gets quite steep, because it is the highest point of the line, and therefore from both stations you're going on an uphill path pretty much entirely of the way. At some point I should make like a Train Sim World style video of the railway I go on. Once I qualify as a driver, I might even do just that. So we'll start at Woody Bay, do a run off line all the way to Willow Lawn, turn around the timetable, and then head back to Woody Bay. We'll see. I'll speak to the marketing manager of the railway, who's also at Streets in the Thames Link. And they're going on TikTok that does all the miniature train videos, who everyone still, to this day, points out, hey, is that Drawyah on the turntable? Is that Drawyah doing this? Like, I don't know how people can recognise me so easily. Despite the fact I've been on the front for like a fraction of a second. For the most part, you're looking at my hands with gloves on them. So, no, fair play to those who have managed to spot me on those videos. It's fun to have a word with Matt about, oh look, someone said this, someone said that. Going down to 40 now. Oops, so I'm on the controls now. Right, so break it there, that's perfect. Downhill, so it won't increase any throttle. Train speed. passing via Sandown, passing via Lake, both of which we won't be stopping at, before arriving at Shanklin. You're going to shut down this cab, head to the other side to set that one up, and make a return journey all the way to Ryde John's platform 2, it is, where we then empty the train, turn around, head to the siding, and then reverse back into the depot. We've got completely ice-covered football pitch over there. Nice indeed. Yes, also there's one more station we pass by as well. I can't remember the name for some reason. There it is. Let me check. So it's down to 20 now. Yeah, so slow path through Brading, 20 miles per hour. It's in a 10 mile per hour passing at Sandown, and then a stop at Shanklin. Whether or not we get a train going all the way to Shorewell one day via God's Hill Blackgang, we shall see. If we do extend the line, which is unlikely, then it means they're going to have to reroute a lot of things around the railway. Potentially not a few things as well. I mean, they've built a little, pretty much on half of the train line. There's a few houses. There's along the, it's now known as the High Road. The High Road and Upper High Lane, which is now built on the former train track. It's flat ground right now, so we won't leave any power in. We'll push brakes either. Very shortly, we'll be heading up the stretch of the track, which will then see things start to slow down quite quickly. You need to bear in mind that, yes, this is a train, and therefore it is going to weigh several tons, but compared to other locos, these are lights and anything. No real weight onto the track will actually be not as strong, and therefore you need to put extra power into trains to keep it running. But, compared to other locos, it's a nice and easy drive. This is the 483. Using hang-on controls, not too difficult to go down to 15 shortly. The downward arrow sign there. Down to 10 as soon as we hit the platform. So this service, the Shuttle, will only be running as extra to the two trains that are running the line. At the end of the day, there are still 3 train sets that are running as active mainline trains, and so somewhere you have 2 sets running the normal stopping service. This one, the Shuttle to Shanklin and back, going to be running as extra. Very shortly, going to come up to the crossing, which we stopped shy of last time. Up to 45. It's now running at 4 speed, that's the way to Shanklin. So again, it's rather slow acceleration, up to about 25-26 miles per hour. We're running on 4 series, and we'll have a jump on the motors, and therefore on a 4 power the rest of the way. Lake now. Very nice. Back on the throttle now. In a second, well, not really in a second, in about a minute or 2 when we get to the station, we'll start hitting the brakes. Again, if I was on a mainline train, I'd now be hitting the brakes to start slowing down, but in this thing, we're travelling no more than 45 and running the brakes essentially more powerful than we really need on this kind of train. You've got no real need to actually do anything until actually well into the platform. And that's the real difference between driving something like an underground train and a mainline train. Or even, not even just on an underground, any train built for commuter start-stopping services. You're going to have strong braking to allow you to stop quickly, and strong acceleration to allow the train to speed up quicker than others. So, the drawback for high acceleration, high braking is that trains can't go generally as fast, while trains that do go fast, you have slightly slower acceleration, and therefore take longer to brake as well. So look at the Class 43 HST, for example. That's a good example of that. Acceleration is relatively slower than that, but has a running speed of 125. That could easily hit 140 had the train been able to reach those kinds of speeds. There are some trains now, for example, like the Japanese Shankansen or the ICE-3, where acceleration and braking is also rather good for a high-speed train. But the gap for that is slowly being bridged. Especially in comparison between diesel trains and electric trains. Electric trains generally fast to accelerate and brake when compared to their diesel counterparts, but for many years, the electricity meant that you couldn't go as fast because of the fact that, for example, with Third Rail or heavy machinery, you lose connection. It coals that lose connection, therefore don't have the power. But as processes get more advanced, trains with batteries built in, therefore any lost connections don't cause you to lose power. Ultimately, don't cause you as much of a problem. Right. Train holds. Set the brakes to EP max. Reverser off. Key to off. Hopefully no quality problems fine. So there we go, nice and easy. And head to the rear of the train where master key comes on. Also while I'm here, might as well open the doors. That'd probably be a good start. Door unlock. And from the guard panel, let's open the door. There we go. Welcome to Shanklin. Seat down, take a seat, master key in, on, reverse it in, forward, sets the, I'm not turning the lights off, I don't think so, headlights on, instrument lights on, then go to the rear of the train, just to make sure I've matched that properly. Yeah, those lights are still active. I can't go in that way, so we'll go through the passenger section. Probably turn the headlights off. There you go, that's much better. So now, you've got the two tail lights active, but those lights are now off. That's the front. Sit down, close the doors. Brakes released. Throttle up. So now travelling all the way to Ryde St John's Road. The muscle travelling full parallel, as you'll be up to 45, travelling at speed for a little bit of distance. Travel to St John's Road, turn the train there, turn around, head onto the siding, and then store the train ready for the next day's run. Mindful, this is a downhill bit of track now, so we're going to increase speed as we continue forward. Once I hit line, start to off again. Once I hit grading, we'll be travelling uphill once more, so again, it's generally flat line this. Steep grading is 1.5% sorry, out of the tunnel at Ryde. Compared to say the Bakerloo line where it gets to potentially like 5-6 degrees going up and down with the crossover, or even the uphill bits to London Road Depot, that's a very steep bit of track. This is nothing, it's a complete level drive, very little to worry about. So, leveling up again. That's Oops, down 15 again, sorry. You missed that speed limit change there. Whoops. Fortunately, the bend's not too sharp, so we don't suffer derailments. If it was a sharper turn, it would be more devastating for us, but fortunately, It's not a high-speed junction, but certainly the angle's not too bad for us to cross with. Come on, Drawyah, you should know this stuff. Ryde St John's and Brading. Sorry, Shanklin, it's Shanklin. Ryde St John's and Shanklin got to slow down for because you've got the points, and therefore the dual track trains to pass by. Green signal clears as a track again. We now enter the main line, the single line. Brakes are released. As soon as the rear train hits the sign, 45. Keyway shoot for that. Maybe a collectible around that I may have missed out on. Still got a few more to do for the island line. Still a few more I need to collect and finish off with, but compared to others, I might actually be able to do this one. What was it? I've got 3 more maps, sorry, 7 things. I've got 2 more maps to find. I think I've got 1 more set of ice screens, and about 5 or 6 more Polaroid cameras. So the cameras I've got a few more to go for, but the other 2, pretty much I need to finish those. Shortly, about to pass through Smallbrook Junction again. 20 miles per hour, where the junction splits off. Riding again. So down to 20 now to pass the station. Cover the bend and up to 43 again. Miles to go now, so we are just over halfway trip between Shanklin and St John's. Here, my guess, either a former station or an entry road for service, but definitely it's like a former station kind of pathway. Enter down the steps, platform here. And you'll get that with a lot of old heritage cut back railways. Around the days of the beaching cuts, both of them in fact. You had a lot of former stations that were operational at one point and now have very little shadow existence. So a good example for that would be around the Penkridge area. You look at the original line between Penkridge and between Cannock and where did it go to? Cannock to Wolverhampton. So trains these days take that branch now to Liverpool Lime Street. Originally, there were stations on that line every few yards. However, Beeching cuts, 1960s, they cut back a lot of stations. They cut back a branch entirely, which used to go to a refinery of some sorts. And yeah, very little of these stations now exist. There's very little remains of these stations now exist. Penkridge, the only station on that line to survive. The plan was originally to cut the entire line, to cut the track, dig it all up, leave it with nothing. But then there was a whole thing about the chair of Penkridge not allowed to run trains on his land again, and therefore they kept the station open. It's a long history, that. Not worth reading. It's more obscure, but again, if you like your British railway history, it's certainly worth a read. Again, jump power. Smallbrook Junction, just around the corner. Starts going down shortly to the train branch. And then, yeah, the train waits to shut down. I guess the downside of these scenarios on such a short bit of track is that there's very little different for you to do, if you know what I mean. In terms of scenarios, not so much that can really change. It's a single line, it's 8 miles in length. Why'd you put 5 missions down? I mean, a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. I very much enjoy doing these, but compared to the Long Island Railroads, that was a fantastic one, because again, you had 6 different branches. Some of them not very long, but you had the different branches to run up and down with. And yeah, there's a lot that you could do with that one. Very different sense patterns, delays, track works, all that kind of stuff you could do. But this, very limited. Very limited in how far you can go, how far you can take things. Even just driving the 38 stop, sorry, the 483, it's a peaceful little thing. Very little for you to really do wrong in this. Just enjoying the scenery, different times of day, different seasons. So we start with a bit of snow. It's like, well, it's definitely melted since then, that's for sure. Again. And yards to the station, around the corner. In terms of infrastructure, Ryde St John's, the only station that really survived everything. We've got all the sidings still, we've got all the stations, all the platforms, we've got, well, that on the right, which is now gone. Presumably, former freight siding there. Apart from that, everything else still relatively intact. Where's the train now? Take a close look at that platform for sure. there's the other train. So yeah, 2-car service, another 2-car service somewhere. Looks like they're just using it right up here ahead. Right, doors unlocked, unlock left, and let us now turn around. So right St John's Square, siding 5, down to siding 1. Lost control off. So we'll stick to this cab. I was thinking that's what someone else is to do. Reverse out of the platform, and then should open down from that end. Right, train in reverse. Lock the doors. We go. Contact signal up. Should now proceed restrict speed. There we go. So in reality, train driver would have left the cab, switched the other end, and move like that. But as scenario calls for it, we should just stick to the rear end. So we travel all the way to the end. And kind of see where the platform main kind of starts. You see where it starts, you can see where it travels alongside the track all the way over to the depot. Our destination drags into siding 4, sorry, siding 1, so yeah, drags into this line here. Onto the wrong rail, and immediately onto the siding rail. Brakes off, travel forward. Yeah, put that signal up, which forms that now running into the depot. In reality, that doesn't do anything in the sim. In terms of realism, what that signal would say, hey, down the siding, now pulling into the depot. That train also now got clearance to leave as well. Nice and slowly. Nice and slowly. Let's enter the depot. Have it. Set train brakes EP max. Dead man's off. Train in neutral remove. Flick the lever to up. Remove that. There we go. Didn't struggle this time. Handbrake to 30, and then twist it the rest of the way. We'll turn off the headlights, turn off the instrument lights, cab lights will be turned off in the guard compartments. Let's see household. And there we have it. That brings us to the end of the Smallbrook Shuttle. So again, not a bad run that. About 35 minutes in length. Up to level 32 on the profile here. Level 70 on the whites, level 9 on the class 483. So again, not looking too bad on the levels there. Slowly improving as time goes on. It's been a good set of services, this. And again, look at the speed limit. A few moments going a bit fast, but 9 times out of 10, not looking too bad. So, yeah, like I said, that brings us now to the end of our scenario today. Got one more to do. That brings us to 5 of 5 on the Isle of Wight. And so, with morning startup, we'll then bring things to an end. But otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Leave a like if you did enjoy it. Do subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you very much for the support you showed me recently. And I shall see you again for some more Train World action soon. Take care, and goodbye.